gingers, heliconias, bromeliads, enchanting tropicals grown in Hawaii. Their striking shapes, colors, and textures have long been a fascination. Today, tropicals are prized by floral designers around the world. Blended with other flowers, they elevate any arrangement. Gingers, heliconias, and bromeliads are grown in abundance on the rich volcanic slopes of Hawaii.
My father and I started this back in 1979. Our original farm was about 15 miles in towards Hana from the haiku farm we have now. And we've been acquiring all different types of heliconias and gingers and foliage. Beehigh, heliconia, strictas, carabeas, all the new hybrid gingers, the Darwin from Australia, the Darwin series, as well as exotics, costus, zingiber. This is a heliconia patch. It's lobster claw. This is one of the older ones. And there's actually two varieties of these. There's a Grandma Schneana and a Grandpa Schneana. This is the Grandma with the green trim. This is White Torch, Elature, from Thailand through the Big Island. A guy named Mark Collins, he went out in the jungles and brought things back. He was one of the original collectors. And then this one is a torch ginger called a Pink Selection. This is Vela Rogera. Root beer is what this one is called. Over the years, one of the main holdups for people ordering flowers was the lack of nomenclature. Nobody knew what to call certain products, so Neotropica Guidebook helped the industry by having available catalog by name and color, time of year blooming, to give the person buying on the other end of the grower an exact name when they're ordering it. We tried to be as diverse as possible, all aspects of the industry, the different commodities. Love what we do.
So I was born and raised on Kauai. Growing up, we grew heliconias, we grew gingers. When we came here, I said to myself, well, there are some heliconias here, and so, that felt real natural to me to harvest and to plant and to care for, so we just continued with that. In May of 2018, the South Rift Zone of Kilauea erupted. Unfortunately, destroyed many flower farms down in Lower Puna. Our little company, with a few flowers every week, we started to get some requests for more tropical flowers, and so we decided to clear more land, and we have about 10 acres. So the gingers, heliconias, tropical foliage, and costus, they do great here in this area. The rainfall, the temperature, the humidity. People like the long pendant type of heliconias, the sexy pink, the sexy scarlet. Really nice for hotel work, really nice for door entryways. Some people like Tropic Fleur, Alencar. You have types of heliconias that are fuzzy, like the Orthotricha family. You also have different kinds of gingers, and here on the farm we have the Eileen McDonald, which is the lighter pink, then you have a Kimmy pink. So you have different varieties. You also have different kinds of costus, the coloring in the costus, and some of them have this spiral shape that is really extraordinary. So the flowers go back to the packing facility where we screen for insects. We make sure that there's no soil on the flowers. We wash them up really good. and then we put them in a box. We make sure that we have the proper packaging, and once that's done, we get it shipped out. Our flowers are enjoyed all over the world, really. We got some Japan customers, Canadian customers. The people in the States, they love it, especially when it's freezing temperatures and they've got this tropical bouquet sitting on their kitchen table. What made me fall in love more with this industry is when things got hard during the coronavirus. When we would put a box together and knowingly it was for a deceased in Florida, in particular, you know, the family called us to tell us that my mom really loved Hawaii. And it made us realize that it's more than just growing a flower. It's really being able to share the aloha with people all over the world.
We grow over 300 varieties of heliconias and gingers. We are working towards establishing ourselves as a conservation center and distributor of rare plants. And in doing so, we hope to help address the pantropical habitat loss and also to help conserve these extraordinary plants. This is a heliconia. In the cut flower industry, we would just call this a flower. But more botanically accurate, this is an inflorescence, and an inflorescence is made up of bracts. And in each bract is the true flower. So this is where the hummingbirds would pollinate the flower. And if we move on to gingers, similarly, this is an inflorescence, and these are all little bracts. And this orchid-like flower is the true flower, and so that's where the pollination occurs. Now, hummingbirds and heliconia have co-evolved where the shape of the beak matches the shape of the flower. And it's so specific that there are species-specific relationships, but there are even cases of sexual-specific relationships where a male hummingbird will pollinate just a single heliconia species, and a female of that same hummingbird species will pollinate a different heliconia species. Most heliconias are native to Latin America. There are about 200 or so from Latin America and 6 species from the South Pacific Islands. Gingers are pan-tropical with their center of diversity in Southeast Asia, and there are about 2,000 or more species of gingers, with new species being discovered and described every year. I've been collecting, and a few of the places I've been to were Costa Rica, Colombia, Panama in Latin America, and in Southeast Asia I focused on Thailand, Vietnam, and Borneo. Collecting is quite challenging. Not only do you have to deal with the terrain itself, but also the heat, the humidity, the insects, the fire ants, the leeches, snakes. But once you find something you've been looking for or something that's brand new, it makes all those other worries, scrapes, and bruises go away. My father was a collector and pioneer in discovering these species. And he unfortunately passed away at a relatively young age. So for me, collecting these plants is a way to not only remember him, but get to know him better by going to the places he's been or collecting the plants he's collected before. Well, we offer a wide range of species, from the common, widespread stuff to the rare things that only botanical institutions would grow. This heliconia was collected from Peru by my father. Heliconia penduloides, which common name is perfect darling. It's an unusual heliconia as it has a unique combination of pink bracts with yellow rachees and white waxy stems and undersides of the leaves. And it's a vulnerable species, so not a lot of people have it, and habitat in the wild is decreasing. A rhizome is an underground stem, and it produces roots at the bottom and new shoots at the top. And rhizomes are much easier to grow and have higher success rates of growing than seeds or cuttings do. Shipping bare root rhizomes is much more economical than shipping potted plants, and you also have the benefit of not shipping unwanted pests and soil pathogens. Industry-wise, the University of Hawaii offers a lot of resources for growers to take advantage of. They do soil testing to let you know what types of nutrients are in your soil or lacking in your soil. They offer a number of literature resources on how to identify different pests and diseases that are affecting your plants and how to treat them. And for people that are even more knowledge hungry, you can get degrees from the University of Hawaii like I did. Just working with plants, I think, is good for life. It's just good for your health. You tend to be in a better mood. The people you work with, if you're buying and selling plants, they're looking to grow things or give flowers to a friend or family member. So people around plants just tend to be happier and less stressful.
My wife Teresa and I have been growing, raising, and designing tropical flowers for over 30 years now. I'm walking over to the red ginger, Alpinia purpurata. It's a flower that grows all year round, and it comes in different colors. This is called a tropic fleur, Tropicfleur, and it's in the Psittacorum family. I'm taking you down now to the field of costus, red Indian head, and then all these leaves come off. And this is what you'll see in a gift box or in a flower arrangement. The beehive, or the Zingiber spectabilis. This is what it looks like when it's out in the field. This would make a great focal point for a large hotel centerpiece in a hotel. This big flower. Heliconia orthotricha. This is the actual flowers, the green shakers, Calathea, growing out in our field. This is a torch ginger. The name of it is Howard Yamamoto. Uncle Howard was the one that hybridized this ginger, and he was my mentor for many years and taught us all about heliconias and gingers. People talk about food, 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 but remember, flowers feed your soul.
What really intrigued me about the bromeliads is on a trip with Charlotte in the early days, I saw common bromeliads growing at a higher elevation, and I could appreciate the symmetry of the plant, the way it's formed. I never saw anything like it. And the color range was so unique to me, and the inflorescence of flower was also unique. So that caught my eye. And I got excited and told Shirley, this is something that I should research and get into. So that's how it started.
When I first met David, I found out that we both had an interest in art, and so I do the artwork. So for business cards, if we're doing brochures, anything to do with our artwork, logos, business, I take care of.
Bromeliads belong to the family of Bromeliaceae. In the plant kingdom, one of the most diverse, the most famous being the famous pineapple, which originally came from South America. The diversity starts with Pele's hair or Spanish moss to the giant Puya ramondii from Peru in the Andes and can attain a height of 45 feet flower. Hawaii is the ideal place to grow bromeliads because of our conditions here. The best water, the best temperatures all year round, and a clean air. And there are big nurseries over here in Hawaii. Yeah, it's a booming industry. I started hybridizing. I said I gotta find ways of increasing my collection. Hybridizing is the process of taking pollen from the male parts from one variety and applying it to the female parts from a different variety. The seeds that are formed will grow into plants that have a combination of the parent's characteristics or completely new characteristics. We end up over 3,000 varieties of bromeliads, and a good size of that is our own hybrids. So the plants that I selected for growing in Hawaii would be Nereigelias, Guzmanias, Vricias, and Dickeas, among others, but those are ones that I kind of really specialized in. We produce our own plants, and we specialize in collectors markets around the world. And then also we do cut flowers.
We're really fortunate to have our daughter, Royanne. She's a real asset, and we're just very proud that she decided to enter the business and continue what we started.
Thanks to my dad, I learned a lot from him when it comes to growing bromeliads and hybridizing. There's beauty in it, you know, there's so much variety. It's exciting selecting the plants that you want to cross. Plants you think would create something interesting. When you see the plant, you know, start to come up, the patterns, markings, color, variegation, the symmetry of the plant is important. If it has wide leaves is another characteristic. You have to have a lot of patience to do it because from harvesting the seed till you have an actual plant can take years. I usually start hybridizing maybe around 9 o'clock in the morning for the day bloomers. For night bloomers, if I start at 9 p.m., I could be finished at past midnight. I like being around plants, and it's hard work, but I wouldn't want to be doing anything else.
My dad is really passionate about bromeliads. He even plays his guitar for them.
Don't let the sun catch you crying. And we do name our plants after using Hawaiian names. My family has native Hawaiian blood also. We name after good friends, we name after our heritage, you know, where we're from, so yeah. What better than to have a plant that provides all that joy to customers?
Ainahua Florals is a full-service flower shop located here on the Big Island. We do custom arrangements and lays. We created this arrangement today using various flowers that include heliconia, ginger, and bromeliad. These are known as the tropicals group. We use different heliconia types such as the upright variety here, known as Hot Rio Nights, as well as the pendant variety here in the sexy pink. They also come in oranges such as this Tropic Fleur or this peachy pink, yellow, and green. The heliconia beehive has a waxy texture, and this one, the Orthotricha Garden of Eden, has a slight fuzz on it. We can use them in large entryway pieces such as this one, or we can cut them down and proportion the flower size to make smaller arrangements. The orange bird of paradise we grow on our farm, but it also comes in a white variety. Gingers are another favorite of our tropical flowers. They were brought to Hawaii over 1,000 years ago by our Polynesian ancestors. We'll show you 6 groups of gingers. The Alpinia group with its soft, luxurious texture. As shown here in the arrangement, we have the Jungle King. It also comes pink for the Kimi, white, red, Eileen McDonald, and Tomi. I created this lei using the petals from the Eileen McDonald and the Tomi ginger, and I adorned it using the shell ginger as a bowl. The torch ginger, resembling a fire torch, shown here in red and pink, and it comes in white as well. The zingiber group look like honeycombs, such as this beehive, chocolate ball, early yellow, and they also have a nice fragrance. The curcuma comes in a variety of different colors. Shown here, it goes from purple down to green. We have a white and green and an all green. Calathea includes yellow rattle, green cream, and also comes in bronze red. Costis comes in a variety here like pink kiss with a ball-shaped head, or we have the Comosus spiral variety. Bromeliads are more commonly known as household plants, but they also make excellent cut flowers such as this Kapoho flame. We enjoy floral design because it supports local farmers and shares aloha with everyone who sees it.
Gingers, heliconias, and bromeliads evoke the extraordinary diversity of the natural world. Thousands of varieties have evolved over time, and many have found a home in Hawaii. Family-owned farms and nurseries grow these flowers in profusion. The bold color and geometric shapes bring magic to floral design. Gingers, heliconias, and bromeliads, tropicals grown in Hawaii.